Okay, long time no see. We're back. Agenda review. We've got a couple different agendas. We've got a Sedgwick County agenda and a Fire District number 1 agenda for Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Let's walk through it. Tom is not with us today, so we are graced with the presence of Mr. Tim Kaufman.
Thank you, Chairman. Commissioners, good morning. I'm going to turn to Tanya, and she's going to cover our open.
Good morning, Commissioners. We will have a few things for next Wednesday. The first item we'll have is tomorrow is actually National Overdose Awareness Day, and Communications worked with the sheriff to do a video regarding fentanyl. And so in that particular video, he's showing you how to recognize fentanyl and then how to administer Narcan. So you'll be able to see that on our social media tomorrow. But we would like him to come Wednesday, and we're going to show that video, and then he will give an update on fentanyl prevention in the community. So Sheriff will be there on Wednesday to do that. Second update we'll have is September is Disaster Preparedness Month. So Julie Stimson will be there, and she's going to recognize and show photos of 2 emergency management employees who have completed academy training. And then she's going to talk about, of course, Disaster Preparedness Month, and then an active shooter exercise that FEMA has selected Sedgwick County Emergency Management for support in March. So some really good news there that she's going to talk about. And then the third piece is we have our latest Hometown Hero video that will invite Chief Lanterman up to speak. And then Julie Hackney and her partner from EMS will be featured. And then we're also going to have the cardiac arrest survivor come forward and speak. So it'll be a lot of good feelings and information on that particular announcement. So that'll be Wednesday.
There's a lot going on in the announcements piece, but I don't want to miss an opportunity, Justin, on we get a lot of questions on opioid settlement funds. This might be an opportunity just to share what the county's doing in regards to the RFP that went out, combining and giving an update. Maybe there's too much going on here to try to fit that in, but I might be an opportunity for the public to learn a little bit about all the work we're doing there.
I think that could make sense, Chairman. And actually, Sheriff Easter's the county's person who's working on that joint RFP committee with the city of Wichita. So I think Sheriff Easter could probably speak to some of the efforts on that. I'd like to talk to
ask if he can just make a note. Okay.
I'll be glad to.
It'd be helpful for the public to hear there's work going on there. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tanya. Good.
Okay, then we've got a couple of sets of minutes, and there is one appointment related item that's someone leaving the board at the IDD board. When we get into new business, item D is a resolution related to quality of life spending here at Sedgwick County. I think it's come from a discussion that started during the budget process, and so they'll have an opportunity to discuss that further. Item E is a pay plan adjustment for the district attorney's office, also an item that we've discussed during the budget process and budget adoption. District Attorney Bennett will be there to present that. And then item F is a sheriff's pay adjustment plan as well, very similar. And then there's the reported boards and bids of contracts, and that's the total of the regular agenda items. It looks short, but I imagine there'll be some robust discussion.
I'd imagine. So let's pause for a second on item D. This is the resolution ensuring quality of life spending by us does not exceed sales tax dollars. There's not a staff meeting on the 3rd, and that got canceled. Is there going to be before this? Are we going to have any other conversations about some details? Or I'm looking at Lindsay Poe-Rousseau.
So right now, I am not aware of any briefings that are scheduled. I will defer to Commissioner Howell. I see that he is back on screen. If he has any plans to have any conversations about this in advance. Otherwise, I think we would plan to obviously get that resolution to you to review, but then there would be that opportunity to discuss. I know that he had mentioned some of this during staff meetings related to budget discussion. I know that it's been refined a bit more, but I'll defer to him to speak to any additional details.
All right. So Commissioner, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I would just say that I think it's ready to be adopted. However, there may be some discussion and there may be some changes needed. So I guess we'll see what happens on Wednesday. But at the worst case, I would hope there would be discussion that would drive amendments to the resolution, and we might put it back a couple of weeks and bring it back for adoption if that's needed. But right now, ready for personally, my opinion is ready for adoption. But we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
So will you be able to send over any information on that, Lindsay? And if there's a resolution, it's okay.
So there is a draft resolution that has been prepared, and Commissioner Howell, with your permission, I'll pass that along. And I can also pull out.
It's in the backup material already. You can read it. It's already been sent out, and I did copy to the chairman personally. So
yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's got some time to digest it.
Well, I can do that. Maybe I can add some dollars to it, Commissioner Howell, to the specific items that you identify in that resolution. If that would be okay with you. Okay.
That'd be helpful. Thank you. Good. Looking forward to it. Okay. That's new business. Commissioner Meister?
Thank you, Judge. I was going to mention that I would like to be, I know there's been a lot of discussion about this and maybe even multiple angles. I'm not sure. So I'm really not familiar with exactly the total intent. So Lindsay and the financial input, if I can be briefed from at least up to whatever today is.
Yeah. Well, and we will see all commissioners first thing Tuesday morning.
Okay.
To talk about disposition of an airplane. So I can hand each of you some information at that point in time as well, so that you at least have some information in before Wednesday. Obviously, I know that still may not prepare you enough to, if you want to defer to Commissioner Howell's point, certainly that's doable, but I'll give you as much as I can between now and then.
Okay. Well, it seems like on the surface, it seems like a pretty drastic resolution. Not a drastic in a bad way necessarily, but it is a pretty big change in the budget world. So I am hesitant without understanding it fully. Please. Thank you.
Okay. More to go there. Okay. Consent agenda.
Consent agenda item H is a right-of-way easement. There's a $2,300 price tag on that. Item I is a conditional use request related to an accessory dwelling unit. Scott's here if there are any questions about that. Item J is second amendment for the early psychosis grant from KDADS to ComCare. They've had some significant success with that pilot program, and KDADS is going to extend the funding for another year for that. Item K is an amendment to our early detection works program at the health department. All we're doing is updating some documents that indicate who the providers are. And so that's pretty straightforward on that one. Item L is a resolution to adopt a change to a personnel policy. And what that's going to do is add a military spouse preference to our employment program. And so we'll extend to active duty military spouses the same rights that we provide to our current military applicants.
Okay.
Item M is an appointment to the Emergency Communications Advisory Board. Item N is a change to Commissioner Howell's Citizen Advisory Board. Item O is an item to it's an adjustment to the 2025 pay plan. There are 3 days in calendar year 2024 that would be in that first pay period in 2025, where we'll implement new compensation rates and a number of different pay plans. If we back the implementation date up to the 29th of December, we save a significant amount of work for our payroll staff to be able to pay over those two different periods. So I don't know if Sheena or Mike has any other comments on that. Okay. And beyond that, we're into the routine.
Okay. Any questions on the consent agenda?
I would just say on the item M, that person's already been appointed. However, the original resolution had the wrong date for the 2-year period. So they're just going to amend the date.
That's why it's on consent. Yeah. Good. Yeah. We have been briefed about that. Good. Okay. All right, we have a fire agenda.
We do have a fire agenda. Again, there are minutes. And then there is an appointment to the steering council as recommended by our fire chief. And there's a couple of those. And then on the consent agenda, there is a donation from the Kansas Pipeline Association for them to do some work. And then similar change to the personnel policies as we discussed, and a similar change to the pay plan as we discussed in the regular agenda.
Okay. Very good. Any questions on the fire agenda? Seeing none.
I will point out that there will be a couple of executive sessions after the regular meeting.
And we need to do one executive session, come back, and then enter into the second one, correct?
That's correct, Chairman.
Be a busy day.
Sure.
They all are. Yes, they are. Okay, anything else that needs to come before us on the agenda review? We all good? Commissioner Howell, you good?
I'm good. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, everybody have a great weekend, long weekend. Hey, take Monday off. Have a good weekend.